No.
It can be about life,
No.
food, or philosophy.
No passwords.
Music.
Literature.
Literature.
I'll
555
trade you.
555
That kind of goes with
now that explains a whole lot
No,
actually about my whole
I
life.
will say that's one thing that being able to ask any question is one thing that I always say on these panels is that so many times you come to the conventions and the people there want to really get to know the guests. And I will tell you a secret at almost any convention you go to. If you want to really get to know the guests, find out the things they geek out about.
Yeah.
That are not, for a lot of us, the stuff we geek out about is not necessarily anime. We enjoy it and we love coming to the cons, but we all have so many other things that we geek out about that if you can find those out, like someone did last night, a guy just happened to bring up an author that I loved, and here it was 2 o'clock in the morning and we had like an hour and a half conversation about this writer. And I was like, I gotta go to bed. So that's my tip for con safety for everyone. You will actually get to know the guests a lot better if you can talk with them about things that they really geek out about. Because let's face it, everybody has stuff they geek out about. So
Pendulette did that. There's a.
I love Pendulette.
Yeah, Pendulette is a magician, Penn and Teller, and he has a blog, or a video blog called Penn Says.
Great video.
Oh, it's amazing. He was talking about how one of his fans came to the show and he had learned that he loves, and unironically, Tiny Tim, the old singer.
Yeah.
And so she brought him all these lost recordings and
Oh
pictures of him, and he's like freaking out. Of course, some of them were pictures like, "Oh, here is an event that you were with Tiny Tim." He's like, "I don't care, I got those pictures."
Yeah.
And he was just so excited that someone took the time to learn that.
Yeah.
Came to the show and brought it up.
Yeah.
But I hate everything, so fuck it.
It's also a much better way to make a genuine connection with,
Yes,
with the guest.
that's why I say that.
Because a lot of times you get the questions about the industry and what, and that's cool. I mean, that's what we're here for. But if you want to get to know us as people rather than as industry people, then you can establish a much more personal connection that way than to talking about industry stuff. But we never mind talking about industry stuff. Yes, sir.
I know that all of y'all have probably done a lot of things over y'all's careers, but what is the one thing that y'all had the most fun doing? Like, what was the thing y'all were super passionate about doing when y'all got the ability to do it?
Wow, that's a good. I've never gotten
Anime wise or just
anything,
life?
anything life-wise. Who wants to start? That's a great question.
Sorry.
Okay, good.
I'm a singer and my husband's a musician and I play or I sing with his band from time to time. And I'm actually a really huge fan of this band called King's X, and they're from Houston, sort of.
King's X, I've heard them for years.
Yeah, they're still on tour and awesome.
Great.
Awesome. Anyways, the lead singer, who I'm a huge fan of and I really respect his work, he's in his early 60s, looks like he's 30, and rocks the house every night. Well, he decided to do a solo project last year, and he asked my husband's band to play on stage and be the live band for his shows in Houston. And so I just came along because that's what I do. And all the boys in the band knew I sang, and they're like, we need another harmony part. On all of his recordings, there's this really high part, and nobody can do it. Only he can do it, and he can't do it because he's singing the lead, and we need somebody to sing it. Oh, wait a second. Hey, Carli, you think you could sing like this part? And I was like, really? I think I can do that. So then I get to play like three live gigs with one of my idols.
Wow.
And I get to share a stage with him. And on top of that, like afterwards, he was like, you are the best motherfucking singer I have ever come across. I love you. I think you're great. And to me, I was like, but see, I think that about you. And oh my God. So now we're like best friends. And that was a huge, yeah, totally. It was a huge deal for me. So.
Wow, that's a cool story.
Yeah, that's a very cool story.
I don't have any anime, but for me it was getting recognition from people who I've read for years. Like, Phil Folio complimenting me on my comic and telling me that me linking him helped him out a little bit.
Wow.
Yeah, or Neil Gaiman mentioning me in a Harvey Award speech in 2004.
Wow.
He's linked to me a few times too, since I guess his son had read it and showed it to comment him. Trying to think of there's a man named John Rogers. He wrote for DC. He wrote the new Blue Beetle series that started a few years ago. And it's a TV show called Leverage. Just finished its second season.
You guys haven't seen it.
Yeah.
And when they started the brand new Blue Beetle series, I picked it up and I loved it. And I was like, I know a lot of people are kind of angry about Ted Kord not being Blue Beetle anymore, but this comic actually is a love letter to Ted Kord because the main character references him all the time. It's a 15-year-old boy becomes a Blue Beetle, and his whole driving force is, what would Ted Kord do? How can I make this name honorable? It's very beautiful. And I promoted it, and then the author, John Rogers, he's like, oh wow, so you've been reading my comic for years and now you're reading mine. This is kind of surreal. And we've talked a few times, so I think that's for me, getting recognition from people I respected and finding out that they enjoy and respect my work too.
Yeah, mine is going to be completely different, and actually we were just talking about this earlier. I do a lot of work as a stage director and a stage actor also, and I guest artist with a lot of different schools. At one point I had 16 different schools that I was working with at the same time. Not always the smartest guy. But a number of years ago, I was given the opportunity, one of my students got pregnant, one of my middle school kids. And she was in a situation where both of the brothers were drug addicts and the father had abandoned them. And she had no positive male role model in her life. And she asked me to be the birth coach. And, you know, out of everything I've done, that was probably, and I've had a lot of amazing experiences, but that was probably, you know, I told them in the green room, I said, I was always cynical about that. It's no, you know, it's a miracle, it's a miracle. No, it's no more miracle, I had always said, than eating and pooping. And wow, when I helped that girl deliver that baby, I couldn't stop smiling for 4 days. So it's funny that you brought that up because I was just talking about that. So.
Oh, I got one.
Oh, you got one?
Yeah, I got one. Actually, this is slightly anime related. I've historically always tried to do whatever charity work I could. I've always taken volunteer days. I've always tried to donate to women's shelters or donate my time, whatever I can. Being in this industry has enabled me to obtain signatures on lots of our items, and Carrie Savage and I, and multitudes of other people, we go to all of these different charity auctions all across the U.S. and now internationally. We're also doing this in Australia. And some years we were making upwards of $80,000 to $100,000 for various reputable charitable organizations. And sorry, it's just, so I just got to thank a beautiful thank you letter the other day. It made me cry. So I think that that's the most important thing that I could do, possibly with this job.
Did the tears sizzles that came down?
Oh.
No, I'm serious.
I know.
I'm being very
I'm not even, no, this is
I'm
going to
being very serious.
That was cold, dude.
Somebody else.
Oh, we have
You guys have
3
a
mics.
mic.
You have 3 mics.
Three mics. No waiting.
I'd say things that I've worked on that I was very passionate about definitely would be Oron High School Host Club. From the moment I saw that show, I really wanted to be a part of it. I didn't know if Funimation was going to acquire it or not. And I don't really think, honestly, that I had anything to do with them acquiring it, but I was in Justin Cook's office constantly going, are we getting the show? Are we getting the show? Did you get the show yet? Are we getting the show? And then once we did have it, I still didn't know that I was going to get to work on it. So I was very pleased when that was the case, and then I'm just so happy with my wonderful cast and how well the show has been received. So I would say that. And then on a different acting note, I got to be Wonder Woman at Six Flags for a summer. I was really into it. It was really awesome. 2 of my friends are here who worked at Six Flags with me, and one guy, he was Robin, and we had a Batman Robin. No Superman, because he would get mobbed, so we can't have Superman, but Wonder Woman and the Flash. So, and I got to be a Wonder Woman, and it was totally awesome.
Mine's kind of convention related, but outside of all this, I actually work in the news industry, and I was a field producer for a little NBC affiliate in Mobile, Alabama. And when I moved there, I really kept the cosplay thing under wraps because, one, it's Alabama, I don't know how people are going to take this, and so I had like this other persona name I went by. Well, then one of the reporters actually found out that I dressed up, and I thought my career was going to be over. He, in turn, said, oh my God, you're the coolest person I've ever met. And they ended up doing a feature on me at the news station.
Wow.
And it actually, yeah, it meant a lot because what it did was I always wanted to be on air, but I was really camera shy, and like that helped me get over my camera shyness, and I was able to actually go on air and report like a real reporter. So like I'm not going to be ashamed of my cosplaying anymore. It got me where I wanted.
Good for you.
That's awesome.
That's great.